In 1964, my grandfather, Appa Willie Godun Sr., Punnik, he was invited by archaeologists and anthropologists from Brown University. He was invited to the Onion Portage site, this ancient sacred site of the Inupiaq people. And it was really special for my grandfather to be included in that kind of thing because it showed the respect they had for him, for his knowledge, for what he had to offer. And while they were there, while they were camped out there, when they had some quiet time, he told some stories. One of the stories that my grandfather told was the story of the Coastal Brothers. These two brothers, they have their own particular skills. They go out to the Noatak River area and they go to try to challenge and hopefully defeat this giant mouse who is destroying everything in its path. The development team really took a great interest in the story that my grandfather told because it really enhances those themes that we found in Never Alone. One of interdependence, another of Inupiaq values, love of our elders and of our land and of our traditions. I mean, it helped to really bring that out, and so that's one reason why it really captivated the interest of the team. I wasn't raised here, but my mom talked about how it'd be so dark.
Yeah, it was dark in the wintertime. In December 21st, we see the sun for about 3 hours, the rest is dark. So the days start to get longer right after that, shortly after that.
My mom, in her story, she says the real people come out. Everyone comes alive just because they've been inside so long.
I'm always happy when spring's here because the caribou are migrating north. The bears are coming out of hibernation. Rabbits and stuff, they're all over the place. And they're not hiding under the snow anymore.
Like the elders used to tell me, as soon as they saw those snow buntings, the small birds, the new season would start for gathering food. They knew they'd be happy because fresh food is starting to come around.
We'd be getting geese eggs or seagull eggs or any kind of duck eggs.
We'd go camping in the early spring, go out with dog teams when I was a kid to a spring camp, and it was anywhere that my folks thought that we can get the most food. Right here in the peninsula, we'd walk back from our camp and hunt muskrats, and my mom would dry the skins.
And so it's a time of just all the gathering activities, all the busyness. It's when the life really springs up again.
Because we're all Inupiaq, upriver, along the coast, I'm considered coastal. Tareir mi means I'm next to the ocean. Kung mi is up the river. And I'm proud to be a Tareir mi because I can hunt out there where those guys can't. I was taught to be aware of all the conditions out there. In fact, a friend of mine, an elder, he's passed away since. One year he came down, he had a small boat, just as the ice was going. He followed the ice down from Cayena, okay? And he came down, he says, Willie, I come down just to go see how you guys hunt. Let's go. I said, okay. I got my boat ready and we took out. And the ice was moving out there, big chunks and that kind of stuff. So there was one area over on the Kuzintern side I was watching, being aware of how the ice was moving, how fast the current was moving, that kind of stuff. Automatically, I was taught that by my dad. I was really watching and everything. I said, we got to get out of here. And he looked around and said, how come? I said, our way to get out of here is closing up. So I took off. And he was right behind me. I went through okay, and then he went through, and he said he looked back after we went through, and the ice came up. It came together and came up like that. And he shook his head when we came back, and he said, I will never question the price of seal oil again. I see the danger you guys go through. If you don't know what you're doing, bad things can happen to you out there. Yeah.
That's a great story.
Well, it's the truth,
Yeah.
what I went through. That's my dad. Picture of my dad.
Appa Willie, my grandfather Willie, he was a respected hunter, so he was the provider for the large family.
My father embodied all the Inupiaq values. He used them all as much as he can every day. And he loved to talk to people.
He shared a lot of stuff that he got from out, whether it be out in the ocean or in land. He shared with people.
We all loved him because he treated us with respect, all of us kids. When I started to follow him with John to go hunt out in the ocean out here, he would talk to us while we're hunting and point things out to us. You know, how to expect things, how to do things out in the country, or...
It teaches how to set traps, where to put the traps, how to bait them.
My dad was born and raised in Selwick. He grew up in springtime and summertime using a kayak. And they can go on days on a kayak.
So he taught us all that about hunting seals, bearded seals, and then hunting beluga also. You know, he showed us how.
I never forget my dad. Every time he said something, I don't know what he'd say. I remember he'd wake me up after early in the morning, 5 o'clock, when it's still dark. He'd kiss me in his cheek, wake me up. I remember he said, "Bye, John, you behave now." I'll never forget that. So one day he did that. He said, "If anything happened to me, I want you to take care of Mom," like I did. But I see the affection there and the bond he had with me. He taught me.
So to really reinforce Inupiaq values, the things that our elders identify that's important to them, we really thought of respect for all things, respect for the animals in particular in this case. And so we've added a prelude to the story. An experience with a little mouse is where Nuna and Fox, they forget to respect this little mouse. Something that my Uncle John just told us is that you only go after animals if you intend to use it for food. You don't play with it. You don't mess around with it or tease it, even if it's all in fun. Well, once Nuna and Fox defeat the giant mouse, that's when they learn their lesson, where the mouse comes back to them, their little mouse, their friend. And this story really, it's about respect for all things, respecting all animals all the time, never forgetting to respect them. And that's an essential Inupiaq value. It's one of the key things that our elders always talk about.